Okay. Hi, a very good evening, all of you. Welcome to our live session. I hope everything is streaming fine. If there is any issue with streaming quality, including the audio, please let me know in the comment section. Right? So, before we start, I see so many questions on what to carry, etc. First of all, regarding what you need to carry, the ID proofs. See, in admit card, as far as I have seen, as far as I remember, they have mentioned slashes, Aadhaar card slash driving license slash and some other IDs, right? You need not carry all the IDs. Just one ID with photo in it is sufficient. It can be driver's license, it can be your passport, it can be your Aadhaar, it can be your PAN card if you have, right? So any one ID is sufficient. But if you still have that, I suggest you to mail MB helpline as soon as possible, and I'm sure you will get a positive response. Okay. So another thing which I see is one of you have mentioned that you have made the payment. Aswita Babu, I paid for granted, but no reply came. First of all, Aswita, your mail was in our spam box. So we have been checking our spam boxes also, and we found your mail, and we replied to your mail on today itself at 8:23 p.m. So here it is. So we have replied, and also we have sent you access. So please check your mail, and if you're not able to find our reply, just try searching your spam box in Yahoo Mail, or just try to refresh your inbox. I'm sure you will find our reply. Okay. So anything else before we start? So Ashwita, we have sent you a reply with access details. So please check your mail. Okay, right. So without further delay, let's go ahead. As I said, the live session is scheduled at 9 p.m., but we had some power issue, and 9:30 we had a power restoration. So here we go. I apologize for the delay, and today's topic is very interesting, very important, and let's see what we can learn from the same. I'll be presenting you with so many numbers in the process, right? Based on previous year's analysis. And also I'll give you some hints or tips, not hint, but a tip, several tips, like how you can enhance your scores. And also the most important thing, the kind of attitude that you should carry to the test center or exam center. So we'll discuss these inputs, and also if you have any questions related to this topic, feel free to drop the same in the comment section. We'll try to address them at the end of the live session. Okay. I hope you guys are ready. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and open our whiteboard and take assistance from Neutrino. Okay. Yes, here we go. So first of all, how much should one score? We're talking about a good rank, right? So can anyone define what good rank is? Okay, so can anyone tell me what a good rank is? What do you think, in your opinion, is good rank? Because this is a subjective term. What appears a good rank for me might not be a good rank for you, or what might appear as a good rank for you might not appear as a good rank for me. So in your opinion, those who are attending this live session, what do you think is a good rank? I mean, based on your level of preparation, based on your expectation. So what do you think, in your opinion, is good rank? By the way, in this process of discussion, I'll give you the ranks and corresponding scores of the last 3 to 4 year NEET MDS, so that you'll have an idea like to what score you'll be getting what rank approximately. So we'll discuss all of that. But before that, I want you to answer this question like, yeah, what do you think is a good rank for you? in your opinion? Just to get a seat, or just to qualify, or to enter into top 2000 or top 1000 if you're trying for ABC, or top 500 or securing a first rank? So what is good rank in your opinion? First of all, I would like to highlight certain things, right? Yeah, getting the clinical branch in MDS. MDS seat is good rank. So any rank, as long as you're getting MDS seat is good rank. Okay, glad to hear that. So before I proceed, let me briefly give you the top score and the qualifying mark of the last 3 to 4 year NEET MDS entrance. So we'll start with NEET MDS 2018. Let me just fill those here. NEET MDS, okay, we're not talking about other entrances. So 2018, 2019. Yeah, in the meantime, you guys can answer my question, right? What is good rank in your opinion? So what is your target? You have entrance in CDS, right? So what is your target? Which rank are you trying to secure? So NEET MDS 2020 and NEET MDS 2021. To make it even more compatible to our eyes, let me just use some colors as well. Top score, we have the qualifying mark and the corresponding year NEET MDS names. Okay, so we'll start with NEET MDS 2018. Let me use some color. Let me use green color. So top score in 2018. So we're getting a government seat is a good rank, as long as the rank gives you government seat is a good rank. Akash, glad to hear that. Mukul says less than 300 is good rank. Okay, glad to hear that. So NEET MDS 2008, the top score is, or the top mark is 702. Okay, in 2019 it is 764. In 2020 it is 779, and in 2021 it is 692. Okay, so this is top score out of 960. This is I mean, I did not mention this, right? As you know, is out of 960 every year for the past 4 years. And what is the qualifying mark? So let me just put that in red. Okay, we need some drama, right, in life. In 2018, the qualifying mark is 233, 204, and 219. So this 233 is qualifying mark, that is 50th percentile for general category students. 204 is for SC, ST, OBC, including PWD. 219 is unreserved PWD. Anyways, we can keep this 233 in mind, okay? The general category, the qualifying mark is 233. And in 2019, it was 250 slash 215 slash 232. Again, general category, this is for SC, ST, OBC, and this is unreserved PWD. And in 2020, year 2020, it is 286, 250, and 268. And in 2021, it is 259. That is last year, very recent. 227 for OBC, SC, ST, and 243 for unreserved PWD category. In simple terms, the first one is 50th percentile. Let me just highlight that in black here so that you'll not have any confusion. So this is 50th percentile, okay? This is 40th percentile. And this is 45th percentile, okay? So just try to have an overview. There is a reason why I'm trying to present this course. See, in case of 2018, the top score is 702 out of 960. The qualifying mark is 233 for general. 2019 top score is 764. 2020 it is 779. 2021 it is 692. As I said, for general category, you can see the corresponding qualifying 58th percentile. So 58th percentile is for general category. Okay, let me just mention that here. And 40th percentile is for OBC, SC, and ST. And 45th percentile is for unreserved, PWD, people with disabilities, right? PWD category. So those who have reservation with PWD also fall under this 40th percentile. So this is the segregation we have. So every year, if you carefully observe, the top score is usually varying. So usually it is 700 and above, right? First rank, all India first rank. Whereas in 2021, where students said that the question paper was relatively challenging, it was only 692. Okay. Now, observe the qualifying mark. In 2018, it was 233. Let's take or deal with only general for this instance. And then it increased to 250. And then it further increased to 286 when they said the paper was relatively easy. And 2021, again, it came down to 251. By the way, all this qualifying, again, there was revised revised cutoff, as you know, and it was further reduced to 149 in 2018 for general category. And in 2019, it was reduced to 172. And in 2020, it was reduced to 220. And in 2021, it was reduced to 185. So let's keep revised cutoff aside. We all have those numbers with us, but let's not focus on that. So I hope you had gone through the top score and qualifying mark. And now I would like to highlight even more important part, that is in each respective year, like it can be 2021 or it can be 2020 or 2019 or 8. In order to secure top 100, a rank within top 100, how much should you score? And in order to secure a rank in top 200 or top 500 or even top 1000, how much should you score? Or in order to rank or place yourself in top 2000, how much should you score year-wise? So that is something which we'll deal with in the next slide before I give you the tips and conclude this live session. Okay, so till now I hope it's clear. I hope you have gone through the top score and the corresponding qualifying mark, right? The cutoff scores. And as I said, for your information, these cutoffs have been further revised and they have been further reduced to 149, 172, 220, and 185 respectively for general category and correspondingly for other reserved categories as well. Now let me switch on to the next page. And this is something which I wanted to highlight. And I think this is something which gives you ample clarity on how much you should score approximately or tentatively in order to get into top 100, 500, 1000, and so on. So here, let me put 2021 year. I hope I'm audible, right? Yeah. So 2021. So this is year 2021. So top mark. We'll mention top mark here. 2020, 2019, 2018. Okay, so let me mention this part also. Top mark, top 50, top 100. Okay, likewise 500, 1000, 1500, 2000, 2500, 3000, 5000. Okay, let's exclude 10,000 for now. Yeah, so as I said, 2020. Yeah, 2020, 2021. Let me just put this 2021 here. Okay, I think this is appropriate. So 2021, the top score was 692. Let me use a different color. Yeah, 692. In case of 2020, it was 779. Let me start with here the information which we already have. 2019, it is 764, and 2018, it is 702. Top 50. In case of 2021, we use a different color. It is 625. First, we'll deal with 2021. And top 100, you should have a score of 603. Top 500, 550. Top 1000, 514. Top 1500, 492. Top 2000, 473. 2500, it is 456. Yeah, 3440. And top 5000, 390. And top 10,000, it is around 299. Okay. Because of space constraints, I've just excluded the 10,000 rank, and likewise 15,000, 20,000. You want any clarity on that? Feel free to get back through mail. I'll provide you guidance accordingly. Right. So this is the situation in 2021 where majority of the aspirants said the paper was comparatively tough with several clinical and image-based questions. Now let's look into 2020. Yeah, let me use, yeah, we'll stick on to blue color only. So top 50, again, in case of 2020, it is 716. So you have to get 716 or more in order to crack into top 50. Top 100, it's 695. Just put this here. Okay, top 500, 636. Top 1000, around 600. Top 1500, around 572. Top 2000, it is around 548. Top 2500, 525. 3000, 507. 5443. You can see the difference. When the paper was relatively easy, you can see the top score has increased, and also relative marks in order to get into that respective top rank. Okay. And 2019 appears almost the same, right? Top score. Let's look into top 50. In order to get into top 50, you have to score 680 in 2019, right? 663, top 100. 663. Top 500, 599. Top 1000, 559. Top 1500, 532. Top 2000, 507. Top 2500, 486. Top 3000, 466. 5000, 399. 10,282. Now, dealing with the final column, 2018 top score was 702 as we discussed prior. Top 50 had to get into 616. You can see the top scores are almost the same in 2021 and in 2018. Top 50, 616. Top 100, 600. Top 500, 537. Top 1000, 497. Top 1500, 470. Top 2000, 447. Top 2500, 427. Top 3000, 409. Top 5000, 348. And top 10,000, 252. Okay. So it's almost similar to that of almost, right, 2021. So if you observe this course, we use a different pen. Yeah, right. You can see in 2021 and in 2018, The top scores are almost near to each other, and also the respective corresponding scores and corresponding ranks. So this table should give you an idea like how your scores will affect your rank. It's as simple as that. And if you notice here carefully, every year, everything is varying, nothing is fixed. Because there are certain factors which play a very important role in deciding the top score, the 50th percentile, and the corresponding ranks and marks. It's the complexity of the paper. It's the number of aspirants taking up the entrance. It's a kind of competition that is existing at that particular instant. So all of these factors play a very important role in deciding all these marks and ranks. So all of this I'm trying to present so that you'll have an idea like how much you have to score approximately so that you can get into that respective rank category. I hope this was helpful. And before I conclude, I would like to make use of, let me make use of nothing, no whiteboard. Let me just stop it here. And let me look into the camera. At least I hope I'm looking directly into your eyes so that I can highlight these key areas. See, now that you have seen top scores, top ranks, and also corresponding scores and ranks, when someone asks you a question like, how much should I score in order to qualify? Or how much should I score in order to get into top 100? So that would be an irrelevant question because, as I said, it depends on the complexity of question paper. It depends on the number of aspirants, the competition in that particular year. But this data must give you an idea, like it gives you a trend, it gives you an idea on how the trend is for the past 4 years. And usually around 250, 220 or 280, we have this qualifying mark. And the top score is rotating in and around 700, sometimes even up to 774. And there are some tips which I wanted to highlight. The first and foremost thing is, in an exam, assume that you are taking up the exam now. So when you are in exam, if you are mindful without worrying about anything else, that really helps you to enhance your score, as I mentioned prior. Mindfulness is very important, but before that, I would like to highlight this. How many questions should you answer? How many questions should you attempt? We have 240 questions, 180 minutes, on an average 45 seconds for each question. So how many questions should you attempt in order to get a good rank? See, after looking at the data, it must be clear for you that those numbers are just for an idea, but keep them aside. And here is my answer to this question. Answer as many questions as possible based on your confidence level, because it's your preparation ultimately. You're the best person to judge like how many questions you can answer, because that is your exam. So it's as simple as that. Plain and simple. Answer as many questions as possible based on your confidence levels. If you're confident, go ahead. If you're not confident, just leave it out. If you can rule out only 2 options, of course, yes, you can take a chance and try to answer that particular question where you have the probability of answering it right, which is around 50%. If you can rule out 2 options, you can take the risk and try answering that question, but make sure that you're not lowering your entire score in the process, because we have 1/4 negative marking if you go wrong, and I'm sure you have an idea about the same. So how many questions to answer? As many questions as possible based on your confidence level. Even if you answer 100 questions, very confident, just 100 questions, and you are very sure that you're going to get them right out of 240 questions, 100 questions, it means you have a score of 400, then and there itself. When you have a score of 400, you will be usually in the range of 2,500 or 3,000. Out of 240 questions, I'm not even talking about 50% of the questions. Less than 50% of the questions, if you get them right, qualifying is, let's keep qualifying this that. It's very easy to qualify in NEET MDS. Even if you get a low score, thanks to the NBE, they have been lowering their qualifying marks every year to 15th and 20th percentile. So qualifying in NEET MDS is no big deal. But if you want to score well, if you want to score high, please keep the following tips in mind. The first and foremost thing I'm trying to highlight is answer as many questions as possible based on your confidence level. I cannot say like answer some 150 or 200 questions. I mean, Ultimately, it's your preparation, and based on your confidence, you should decide on whether you should answer that particular question or not. You are the best judge. And the second thing is, as I mentioned prior, be mindful, because this is very essential to avoid silly mistakes. As I mentioned prior, if the question is tough, if you can't answer it, that's absolutely fine. It's okay to carry on, right? It's okay to carry on. You don't know the answer, that's it, plain and simple. But if you know the question, if you know the answer, and if you make a mistake because of distraction, or because you're too afraid, you are occupied, you're anxious, you're not cool, it really gives us a lot of pain. So to avoid silly mistakes and to go through the questions carefully, you should have this mindfulness. You should give your mindfulness is all about giving your 100% attention towards that particular task. Right now, you're attending this live session. So are you following what I'm trying to say? 100%. If you're doing so, then that itself comes under mindfulness, right? So you take up any task, mindfulness is a key. If you're mindful, second key or second tip is you can avoid silly mistakes. And third one, which I personally observe when our recipients or when aspirants take up these grants, I see majority of them not utilizing the entire 3 hour duration. I know it's not easy. Sitting for 3 hours, taking up something, even a movie for that matter, we need a damn break. What about exam? 3 hours exam. So I know it's a challenge, but that's what these grant tests are meant for. And if anyone is looking forward to practice grant tests, you can take up our grant tests. We're offering them at a very economical price for the benefit of the aspirants. You can drop a mail at proudtobedentist@gmail.com and practice at least a couple of grant tests, right? So try utilizing the entire test time, which is 180 minutes, right? So with practice, you can definitely master the art of utilizing the entire 180. See, you have ample time. That 180 minutes is an opportunity for you to crack entrance and to get a desired score. You said good rank, in your opinion, is getting a judicial seat or cracking into top 200 or 300, as some of you were mentioning. So you can reach your target by utilizing the entire time qualitative. Okay. And the fourth tip which I wanted to highlight is skip the question if it is taking time. So this is something which is very, very important. Don't get stuck at one particular question. If the question is lengthy, or if it is too time consuming, or if you find that very difficult, mark it for review, leave it out and move on to the next question. Moving on is very important because you have 240 questions, 180 minutes, which gives you an average of 45 seconds. I'm not saying that we should change question for every 45 seconds. No. But make sure that you're not spending too much of time, like more than 1 minute or 1.5 minutes. If on an average, if you're very confident, you can answer that question in 10 to 15 seconds with practice. But if it is taking too much time, more than a minute or more than 2 minutes or 5 minutes, no, don't let that happen. Move on. Move on to the next question. And the final tip, the fifth tip which I wanted to highlight is, if you can rule out two options, right? Negative marking, we have 1/4 negative marking, which means those for whom it is new. If you answer the question correct, you'll get 4 marks. But if you answer it wrong, you'll be losing 1 mark. That is -1, which means you have 1/4 negative marking. So please keep that in mind. Okay. And if you can rule out only one option, see, if you know the answer, then you'll answer it, no problem. If you don't know the answer, and if you can rule out one option, which means the right answer can be in the next 3 options, which means the probability of getting it right is 33%. The chances are slim. I suggest you to ignore such questions and move on to the next question. However, if you can rule out 2 options, which means the answer can be in the other 2 options, where the percentage of getting it right is 50, right? 50%. Simple stats. So in that case, you can make a calculated test and try answering that question. Okay. So again, that has to be based on your judgment. And ultimately, just make sure that if you're too greedy, if you feel like, yeah, I can get it right, and if you apply the same principle for all the questions, if you organically answer 100 questions correctly, if your score is 400, because of this greediness, you'll be lowering your organic score. So there has to be a balance. Ultimately, I can tell you one thing for sure. Negative marking cannot be avoided 100%. You will be losing marks in the process of this negative marking, which is completely acceptable. But the real challenge is to minimize that loss of marks. Just have that perspective in your mind. You cannot avoid negative marking 100%. You cannot get everything correctly 100%. You will be losing marks. It is acceptable because we are all humans, not machines, right? So, but your objective should be at they're trying to reduce that negative marking as much as possible based on your judgment. I hope you got my point, right? And usually people say, I hear this very often. Students say like, sir, my senior told me to answer at least 200 questions, at least 230 questions, at least 240 questions. That would be the dumbest suggestion you might have ever heard in your entire life. Right now, let's suppose I tell you, yes, answer 200 questions without fail. 200 into 4, 800, you will get top rank. That would be a stupidest and foolish kind of suggestion which I can ever give you. See, among 200 questions, how many questions do you organically know? How many questions do you actually answer them correctly? That's what matters, right? How can you blindly follow someone's suggestion when they say answer 200 questions or 180 questions? Or I hear some of them telling me like, sir, I was told to answer 235 questions or 230 questions. That would be the peak of madness. No, don't let that happen. Don't be rigid in this particular approach and don't go by these rigid numbers like answer these many X number of questions or try to score minimum this much in order to qualify. Even though I've presented you the data previously, that's just for an idea. But ultimately, if you are rigid, like you should score this much or you should answer only this number of questions, even without facing the question paper, that could be the stupidest strategy that one can implement during NEET MDS preparation. It's because, as I already said previously, number one, the standard of question paper varies every year, right? See, if like the question paper was relatively easy, let's suppose, everyone is trying to answer at least 180 or 190 questions, but one of your seniors or one of your teachers told you that, or one of your tutors told you that you should answer at least 140 questions to be on safe side. So does that mean that even if the question paper is easy, you should only answer 130 or 140 questions? Or let's suppose a vice versa situation. The question paper is very tough and most of them are able to correctly answer only 130 or 140 questions only. But one of your seniors said like answer 220 questions. So you answer 220 questions. Where do you think your score goes? As I said, your organic score drops down because of negative marks. I hope you got my point, right? So don't go by these rigid numbers. Try to answer as many questions as possible based on your confidence level. And yeah, ultimately that's going to help you. Okay. And finally, this is something which I wanted to conclude with, and then I'll take up your questions, if any. How much should you actually aim for? So 960 upon 960. So what's the maximum score? 240 questions, 4 marks each, 240 into 4. That is 960. So why not aim for 960? Now, I'm not asking you to answer 240 questions. I'm asking you to aim high, to aim for the summit. Yes, I'm going to, confidently try to secure maximum score possible, and that is going to be 960. So when your target is so high, I'm sure you'll be in and around that target. If you try for the summit, right, to reach the summit, at least you'll start climbing in the right direction. So aim for 960 upon 960 and see till where you can organically reach. So have this perspective and do not go by these blind numbers. And the reason why I presented all the data previously is so that you'll have an idea like how the trend is varying every year, right? So these are the 5 tips which I wanted to highlight. And if you have any questions, yes, we can post them in the comment section. Yes, another comment. Welkin says, Welkin, I hope you're listening to this. Welkin says, I paid for the grant list, I didn't get them. Welkin, it's very unfortunate that I'm seeing that comment. 3rd time, I think. And let me just show you what exactly is happening here. So Welkin, you sent us a mail on 21st April. and we sent you access on 21st April itself at 3:54 p.m. Okay, you can even see. So 3:54 p.m. we have sent you access. Again, you sent us another mail on April 22nd, and we again replied to you highlighting the fact that we already sent you a mail on 21st April and even sent a screenshot as a proof. So there is some issue with your mail. So please refresh your mail or check your spam box. I'm sure you will find access. You paid for the grant test and access to you has already been granted to you on 21st April. Today is 29th. So please check your mail. And if you're finding it difficult to still access the grant test, create a new mail ID and please get back to through mail at proudtobedentist@gmail.com for access. Right? Yeah, Sauradeep, sir, should we practice MCQs from third year? I'm currently in third year actually. Sauradeep, the first and foremost objective is to focus on going through the content which is there in your standard textbook. General medicine, Davidson, general surgery. Usually you guys follow CHUT or Manipal. I suggest you to follow Bailey and Love as well. So general medicine, Davidson, general surgery, Bailey and Love, oral path, of course, Schaefer and Neville. You can follow these standard textbooks. And after completing a particular chapter, of course, yes, I recommend you to practice multiple choice questions from that particular topic. But in order to practice MCQs, you should have a sound theory. So you can check out our courses which we are offering for third BDS students. You can also check out topic-wise MCQs and subject-wise MCQs which we are offering at PTVD Academy. Check our website ptvdacademy.com or drop a mail at proudtobedentist@gmail.com. Yes. Shabnam, yes, I have seen your comment. You're asking about negative marking. Yes, there is 1/4 negative marking. Welton, I hope you got what I tried to say previously. So please check your mail once again. Danish, what do you suggest for last 2 days? Notes revision, image-based questions, grant tests are enough. Nothing is enough. Danish, as I said, any kind of exercise which enhances your confidence is very much important now. I keep suggesting so many things. I suggest you to practice your previous MCQs in your test series, or it can be your notes revision, or it can be your e-classes videos, or assignments key, or study materials which you have access to. There are so many things which you can do, but ultimately, no matter what you do, it has to enhance your confidence. Last 2 days, I suggest you to minimize your revision. Just allot a couple of hours to go through some of the grant tests, including image-based questions, and also the multiple choice questions which are available in your study club group. Just revise them passively. Allot minimum time possible. Focus on good food and sleep, which is very, very important. And don't try to overdo anything. Okay, so that's all I would suggest from my side. But no matter what I suggest, no matter what others suggest, try to do something which is going to enhance your confidence. If revising your notes is going to enhance your confidence, please do it. If going through previous MCQs or practicing some grant tests is going to enhance your confidence, please do it. That's what matters ultimately. Okay? Because in these 2 days, no matter what you do, nothing is enough because we're dealing with ocean of syllabus over here. But what ultimately matters is, are you confident? Because if you're confident, if you're positive, if you're optimistic, your scores will be reflecting accordingly without any doubt. I hope you got my point. Medico's fun. Yeah. Hi. Hello. Yes, Sauradeep, you're welcome. Priya, sir, thank you for your suggestions. How will be state quota? You're talking about marks and ranks. So state quota, again, we have so many states in India. Each state has its own dynamics which keep changing. I suggest you to check out the merit list in the respective university website, which is all available online, and you can decide accordingly. We never focus on the statewide merit list because it's already available in the website. But all India ranking is something through which we can address all the aspirants from all the states. So that's the reason why we focus on all India ranking only. For state ranking, state quota ranking, and for other relevant details, please visit respective state university website. And if you're not able to access, just get back through mail. We'll guide you like how you can access the same. Okay. Yes, even Ritu has asked me the same question. Danish, Ritu, did you discuss before posting the comment? Ritu, for last 2 days, grand test or notes revision. Why are you giving me the option? I mean, I'm the person who should give you the options and you should choose the right option, isn't it? Isn't it how it works? Yeah, the last 2 days, grand test or notes revision. So we can do anything, as I said, to enhance your confidence. You can go through grand test, you can take up grand test once again, or you can revise them. And the best thing which I would personally recommend is go through your notes. Yeah, notes is something which you prepare in a customized manner based on your level of understanding, based on various factors which you deem to be important in the process of your preparation journey, right? So revising your notes is definitely recommended, but don't overdo it, right? And you have 2 more days. Today is 29, 30, and 1st, right? So 2 days. 2 days, just focus on your notes. Just a couple of hours, try to be positive, try to play with your kids, Ritu, and with your twins. Danish, if you have access to snow, make a snowman, post some pictures, right? Yeah. Try to be cool. Because on the day of exam, if you're cool, calm, and composed, you'll definitely do great. If you're anxious, if you're worried, if you're tensed up, it's not going to do good, any good for you at all. Devang, hello sir, can you please walk us through another series of 20 MCQs? I didn't get you, Devang. Are you asking for additional questions? See, we have intentionally stopped 2020 series at 20th part because I know some of the questions might be new to you. Anyways, if you want to access more questions, Devang, we're providing grant tests at very economical price for the benefit of aspirants. We are providing access to 240 multiple choice questions. That is 1 grant test for 100 rupees only. So you can drop a mail at proudtobedentist@gmail.com, or you can check our website, ptbacademy.com. You can access literally 12,000 MCQs, more than 12,000 MCQs in our test series at a very economical price. Last few days, we have incorporated this for the benefit of the aspirants, and I'm sure you'll make most of it. Yes. Ritu, you're confused whether to choose grant tests or notes. I hope I gave you some clarity. Go with your notes, right? Yeah, and before I come, since I haven't presented those tips on whiteboard, I'll present those tips on whiteboard, and then we'll conclude this session. In the meantime, if you have any questions, you can drop them in the form of comments, okay? Yeah. So tips to increase scores in NEET MDS exam. The first one which I wanted to highlight is, yeah, how many questions to answer? Answer as many as possible based on your confidence levels. Because you are the best judge for your preparation in the exam, right? And the second tip is mindfulness. Be mindful to avoid silly mistakes, especially during the exam. To read the entire question properly, at least twice, and to avoid silly mistakes. I hope the spellings are right. But anyway, who bothers? I do bother. Yeah. The third one, utilize the entire available test time. Because I see some of you trying to complete your grad test in 1 hour or 1.5 hours. I don't know how it's possible, but try to utilize the test time completely. Okay, when I say completely, 100%. You have the timer, right? So you have the timer going on. You try to utilize the entire time period. And the fourth one is skip the question. So practically, this will help you try answering as many questions as possible, at least to go through as many questions as possible. So whether you answer all questions or not, you should at least go through those questions, right? So if you think like some questions are taking time, or if you feel like you're stuck at a particular question, skip the question or MCQ and move on. Okay. And finally, it's in red. If you can rule out 2 options, consider taking the risk. It's risk, right? So it's in red because the probability of getting the question right is 50%, isn't it? So these are the 5 tips which I wanted to highlight. So I hope it's helpful. Yeah, the reason I'm smiling is FN has been asking me this question, how many questions to attempt and not make negative marks? Please go through this entire live session. That has been the focus of the discussion. Also, we'll add up some timestamps so that you can easily access the content in this lengthy video, right? Yeah, Mukul, you're welcome, Mukul. Yeah, Priya, for clinical branch, how much rank to get? All India rank 1, aim for all India rank 1. You'll get any branch as per your choice. Or if you want to get into top 500, I hope you have seen the scores as previously discussed, Priya. But please don't ask me these kind of questions, right? It might be sounding, I might be sounding harsh, but no, these are irrelevant questions. Aim for all India rank 1 and aim for 960 upon 960. Just believe in yourself, keep giving your best, and on the day of exam, keep these tips in mind and make sure that in the process of answering the question, as you have 1/4 negative marking, you're not lowering your organic score, right? Yeah. And before I conclude, yeah, we have a few more questions. Yes. Hi, Dental Q. Archana, I reckon, a genuine question. If someone faints or something happens, so should we get out of the chair to help or carry on with our exam? Archana, I know it's a serious question, and I'm glad you asked it. We have examiners over there. We have officials working over there in the 3 hour time span. I would suggest you to carry on with your preparation. I mean, with your exam as usual. That's what mindfulness is all about. Whether the rest of the person, others faint or something else happens, I suggest you to do what you're supposed to do. If an aspirant faints or if you faint, there will be an examiner who will definitely take care of it. There is going to be a medical room. That's what I heard. Because of COVID and pandemic, I'm sure they'll make all the arrangements. Those with temperatures, right? So there will be some arrangements made, and you need not worry about that. I suggest you to genuinely carry out with your exam as usual. Okay. Right. Yeah. Google, last one made me feel better. Which one are you talking about? The 50-50 probability? Yeah, you should be careful. Yeah. That's a risk which you are the best person to decide and judge whether you have to take that risk or not. Yeah. Dev Krishna Kumar, sir, what all should be carried to the exam hall? Exam hall admit card and your ID with photo proof. I mean, any ID which has your photo on it. Aadhaar, PAN card, driver's license, passport, or anything which is approved by Government of India. Admit card with your photo attached to it, right? I hope you're aware of that. Now, anyways, all of these things we'll again discuss in one final live session tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I'll try to borrow one of your admit cards. If any one of you have your admit cards with you, I'm sure you all have your admit cards. Please share your admit card with me so that I can go through the entire text. And I'll discuss the same in one of the live sessions, either tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Please send one of your admit cards to me. And you can consider that as a very good sign. Though whoever sends their admit cards to me, they'll get best scores and best ranks without any doubt. Yeah. Karan, will they provide pen during exams, sir? I don't think so. I don't think they'll be providing any pen. Anyways, I suggest you to carry out a ballpoint pen or a 10 rupee pen so that even if they confiscate, you're not going to feel bad for that. Viso, which part is better to start with, part A or part B? I mean, that's your choice. See, usually basics and clinicals, as far as my knowledge is concerned, clinicals, usually the aspirants are very much confident in. So start with clinical part. Or if you're comfortable with basic part, then start with basic part. Okay? It's your choice. So which is better? Anything is better in my opinion. Right? Yeah. Yes, Priya, you're welcome. So I think we covered most of the things, and also I hope we have gone through the data which we presented previously. So take home message is very simple. Don't bother about how the trend was previously. The complexity of question paper, the standard of question paper varies. Just pray that you should have tough paper, and that tough paper should be in such a way that you should be able to answer it well. Don't pray for an easy question paper. Pray for a difficult question paper, but you should do well in that difficult question paper. If you pray for that, you'll definitely be in top 100 or top 200. Take my word. Okay. And finally, before I conclude this exam, I'm going to repeat this again, once again before the final exam, but let me conclude with this. This exam is a kind of experience which very rarely happens in one's life, whether you like it or not. So try to be mindful and try to make most out of it in terms of experience. Try to be mindful and enjoy the process. That's what ultimately matters. Enjoy the process. You earn well, you get a good name, but if you're not enjoying it, what's the point in doing it? So please enjoy the process. Wish you all the best. Love you all. Good night. Hopefully, we'll have another live session, and I'll let you know the topic and the timing very soon. Take care. Love you. Okay. Yes, Priya, welcome. Absent pen paper is not allowed in the exam. Yes, is that mentioned in information bulletin? Yeah. Anyways, we'll check it out once again and we'll give you all the instructions before the exam. In the meantime, you can go through it as well. Exploring neurons, we discussed the same. What to revise in last 2 days, go with your customized notes. And Ritu, we need 2 more motivational videos from you, sir. Okay. I'm not going to promise you anything, but I'll definitely consider. There are hundreds of motivational videos, and you just want only 2. Okay, Ritu, I'll see what I can. And in those 2, this is one of the motivational videos. Okay, is that fine? Right. By the way, I'll be calling you guys tomorrow, so you can drop your numbers to our mail. I'll make a personal call. Wish you all the best. Take care.